Hello guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to episode 3 of the My Team career, and today we're here for the Vietnam Grand Prix, which is a race I haven't actually done that often, so this will be one of the first times I've done it properly in a race scenario, so it could be quite interesting because I could mess up quite a few times at this Grand Prix, and a few things I want to mention. So the first thing is that by last episode and some help by some people watching, including especially Max and myself, we found out the reason that we were severely lacking in power was because my right trigger on my controller that I use is slightly broken. But we fixed that by editing the sensitivity on how high you have to press it down for the throttle to go to max power. So we should be better now. We should have a lot more power going into the race, and we still have a few admin things to do. As you can see, we've got a few activities. I'm going to go simulator training for our Callum lot. Do some chassis team building. I'm going to end it with a in-depth factory sponsor event. It's going to lose a bit of money, but it's going to give a lot of acclaim. And that's going to be activities. As you can see by this graph Carl sent us, we're not doing too bad, and that extra power I've given us for fixing my controller should really help us out in the race now. So, but something I really want to do is I really want to improve these departments, because you can see they really do look a bit sad. You know, that aero, there's one man waving a stick, that just looks sad. And that's a very bad something to me, to upgrade these departments as soon as we can. And then going into the R&D, you can see that we actually had an aerodynamics one fail, which is very annoying. But now I want to do a race. We don't actually have that, because this one failed. We don't actually have that many resource points anymore. But I want to do this race anyway before we spend anything else, to see if we actually do need to upgrade on power or not, because of that controller malfunction, which cost us a lot of power. But obviously it was an incredible race last race. It was absolutely incredible, and a really good position from us that we probably we deserved it. It was just a strategy. It wasn't really the car, and obviously the lack of power didn't help. But the strategy really paid off for us, and our teammate almost got points as well, so it did show. But yeah, let's go straight into this Vietnam Hanoi Grand Prix. Maybe we'll do a bit better now because of the change in our power. I don't know. And would you look at this? According to Jeff, it is going to rain on qualifying, which is going to make things very, very interesting for qualifying. The race should be dry, but qualifying is going to be interesting. Here we are then, practice at the Hanoi Grand Prix along this very, very long straight that everyone knows, apart from me, because I actually don't know the circuit very well at all. So it's actually the first time I've done this circuit in a while, which is why I've got the racing line on. I might have it off by the race, who knows. I won't do too much practice, but I've done this race so few times, so just so you can already see bit of a loss of traction. We've done this race so few times that I don't know the course well enough to do it without the racing line at the minute. But a few things to say before going to this Grand Prix. I've edited a few in the settings, because as I play more F1 I'm getting better gradually. And I've edited a few of the settings, and one of those is braking assist is now completely off. I think I had it on low, I think, at Bahrain. That's now completely off. And traction control is now at medium, and I've upped the AI driving difficulty just a little bit as I get better. I think maybe up by like 2 or 4 or something, not much. As you can see, I'm messing up all these corners because I haven't done this race in, it's been so long, and I've only done it about 3 times total anyway. So definitely have to take a bit of time to learn this one during this practice, so that when I come to qualifying and the race, I actually do okay. But can I feel the extra power the car has? No, not really, actually. Not with no other cars here. I don't really feel like, obviously because it's not that much, I don't feel like I'm going that much faster. I probably am going a lot faster. I'm not really feeling it just because there's no other cars to compete with, but I'm pretty sure in the race, when I'm actually keeping up with the cars a lot better, we'll be able to notice it a lot more. So hopefully there's a huge improvement going into this race. Just a controller improvement. Honestly, I reckon this race is going to be a massive crash to reality. I'm really struggling on this circuit. I don't know it very well, and I can't be able to spend the time to know it very well. I'm really struggling. I'm not taking the corners well, I'm not doing the braking points or the acceleration well. And we seem to just be losing the back end out of every single acceleration, which is very annoying. But I feel this could be a very poor race for me. Maybe not Illet. Or Ilot, I think is the name supposed to be pronounced. But a very poor name for me personally, I feel like it's going to be. And our broken wing damage is already showing there. And we're going to pit. I did break my front wing, yes, on one of the corners. Yes, I'm going back to the pits, Jeff. But I have a feeling this race could be a massive crash to reality. Because I didn't even know where the bloody pit lane was. I only just managed to see it there. I don't think this race is going to go very well, actually. I really don't. What is a promising sign, actually, is that during our practice, when we actually got a good run out, we came 7th on hard tyres. Which isn't too bad, you know. Isn't too bad. No, obviously not everyone's like trying hard. But 7th, and I think it's 17th, so 7th gives me a little bit of confidence, you know. Although the problem is that took me quite a lot of laps actually to get that. I know it says 2 laps, but that's 2 completed laps. That must have been about my 8th lap or something. Before I just returned to the pits, where I didn't actually get front wing damage on the wall. Our main enemy here is the wall. I think it'll be no driver. I think it'll be the wall. So that could be where the problem lies in this practice. But you know what? It's not been too bad so far, and I have some faith actually going into the qualification. I won't bore you with any of this practice 2 or 3. Let's just go. I'll meet you back at qualifying. Here we go then. I knew this question was going to come up soon. We've got to say who our biggest rival is. Now thinking back to the last few races, we've been beating Magnussen and Grosjean, and Gasly's a bit too quick. I think maybe Danny Kvyat. We've been with him a few of the races and he's DNF'd in one of them. I'm going to go with Danny Kvyat. I reckon that's a challenge for us. A challenge that we could possibly do. We're going to massively boost the team. We're going to say, I'm already with the best team, so things are going to go great. Just boost the team. Good team. I don't want to, like, neuter our... neuter's definitely the wrong word. I don't want to demote the confidence of the 2 things when it wasn't the car's fault. It was my fault because I suck at this circuit, so I'm just gonna say it was my fault. And we now have a rival going into this race and the next few races. So Kvyat is the one we need to beat, and I feel like we could do it, you know. Here we go then into the qualifying, and it is raining. Of course, it's raining. The first time I've ever done Hanoi Vietnam Grand Prix seriously, I think, and it's raining. This is going to be very, very difficult for me perfectly to set a... For me personally, sorry, not perfectly. For me personally to set a good time, it's going to be difficult here in the rain. And it's not even intermediate. It is wet. It is wet, wet. It is going to be wet. Is it going to dry up? No, I don't think it looks like it. Luckily, it's okay for the race, but it looks like it's going to be wet the whole thing. So we could be we could be in for a very interesting qualifying here. So let's just go out, let's just do the best that we can do, and hopefully it's not too bad. And oh dearie me, we should look at these conditions, and we've come out right behind some Magnussen, who actually may be slower than us, although I doubt it in these conditions because I don't know the circuit, especially I don't know it in the rain. And you can't see much, can you? Look how grey it is. We always hit that wall there. In fact, we do hit the wall, but not wing damage. We could very easily finish last here because the AI have always been a lot better in the rain than a drive, like a real person. The AI is just, oh, obviously not the best people. Actually, can we get ahead of Magnussen before we actually start? That'd be very useful. Can we dance it around? No, we cannot. We almost lose the back end, almost lose our front wing on the wall. As we get Magnussen in the straight, we're going to be behind Magnussen for the whole of this qualifying lap. We're out of the dry line. This is going to be a difficult qualifying, and we could be very low down the grid. We're going to dive Magnussen just to try and get ahead of him. It wasn't the right move, actually. Now I think about it. And this is not going to be our lap for sure. We're going to have to set another one after this. So we're going to ease around, not get any tyre wear. But at least we won't be stuck behind Magnussen for the actual lap. We'll leave this as just a bench warmer. But this is going to be an interesting qualifying, and it could be an awful qualifying for us actually. Just look how much standing water is on the track, man. This is an awful, awful qualifying conditions. This is looking awful. Oh dearie me. I mean, to be so careful not to lose the back end spinning on the acceleration too early. I'm going to be careful of that, or try to at least. But this is going to be a very difficult qualifying. We may even get last. Let's just see how the lap goes, I guess. Okay, so a lot of the earlier laps we had to just call off because I kept spinning in the rain. So we haven't actually set a time yet. And we're nearing the end of the session, so we need to get a good run in about now. Don't know if it's just a trick on my mind, but to me it looks a little bit drier. I'm looking, there's some times on inters, but they are all the bottom times. So I'm wondering if it's definitely not inters and it is going to be wet tyres we need to race on, but look how much we are skidding out. I don't know the circuit, I definitely don't know it in the rain. This is going to be an awful, awful qualifying time. We've been stitched up by this rain here, and we almost lose it again. This is going to be a quite awful qualifying for us, I reckon. And it's going to be back of the grid again for the race, I reckon. But hopefully, as the race is dry, we can do something there. But my back end is just spinning all over the place in this rep. I've spun so many times going for laps at this one. Now we're right at the end of qualifying. This has to be the good lap, or we are going to be toast. We're going to have an awful, awful time. I reckon we've got an awful time anyway. But yeah, we could be near the back of the grid, to be honest, because this has just been so difficult for me personally. Don't know the track well, don't know it in the rain. We've done another poor corner there. Just now we're probably going to skid. Yeah, we are. We've kept it together. But we've probably kept it together for like a last place qualifying session. So hopefully the race can be better. We're not going to be into Q2. Again, we haven't got into Q2 yet. And you can just see how much I'm struggling in the rain. We've hit the wall. Yellow front wing damage. This has just been a nightmare for me personally. A circuit, I don't know. Doing it in the rain. My back end is just constantly skidding. It's not been good. It has not been good, and hopefully we can recover it in the race, because I don't know where we're going to finish, but I reckon we'll be back at the grid. Let's take a look. About to cross the finish line. But the back end, I can't go on the parallel quickly because the back end just spins out constantly. And no, we're not going to draw the wall. Here we go then, and we are dead last, but maybe we are going to squeeze in another lap. Just maybe we can recover it enough with this final lap to not be back at the grid. But honestly, I'm not hopeful. Look at us, massively positive. Maybe throughout this last lap, the last lap of the qualifying, we can somehow out of the bag pull not a last place. It'll be miraculous. Can we do it? We just about keep it together. Have we got enough time to not finish back at the grid? Have we got enough time? No, we haven't. No, we haven't. We gained upwards of 2 seconds, but it still wasn't enough to get off the back of the grid. And I blame it all on that wet. I was all over the place on the wet. And oh, Callum Ilott is into Q2. Callum Ilott, you little legend. And we were. It wasn't close. It wasn't even close to. No, wasn't close at all. To being off bottom, even though we gained another 2 seconds. So unless we can turn around in the race, like we did at Bahrain, and a lot of people got the time on inters. I was never going to do inters. I was going to spin all over the place. We are going to be back of the grid, and unless we somehow pull it around in a race, it's going to be an abysmal race, actually.
Welcome along to the Vietnamese capital of Hanoi, a vibrant city built on the banks of the magnificent Red River. Today it's the backdrop for the latest round of the Formula One World Championship, with a circuit specifically designed to encourage overtaking opportunities. I think we could be in for a cracking race today. It's a track that combines the bespoke design of a traditional race circuit with the tight, close barriers of a street track that our drivers race on today. 23 corners and a total distance of 3.4 miles. Watch out in particular for overtaking into the braking zone at turn 11. And with me as usual is Anthony Davidson. Now, I want to talk to you about Valtteri Bottas. That was a great win in the last race. Can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
There are never any guarantees in this business, but certainly the performance last time out would have boosted their confidence coming into this one.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Verstappen, Leclerc, Sebastian Vettel, and Ricciardo, Albon, Sainz, Norris, and Lance Stroll, Islet, Grosjean, Kimi Raikkonen, and Magnussen, Russell, Giovinazzi, Sergio Perez, and Esteban Ocon, Gasly, Kvyat, Latifi, and Morris. That's it then, it's time to go racing.
So as you would have seen, Callum Ilott was ridiculously close to Q2. Incredible work from him. I massively struggled in the rain, but he did amazing. And unfortunately, it's a 2-stop. Can we change this to mediums? Is there going to be a 1-stop possibly? Do you think we could do a 1-stop? If we just remove this stint. Is the 1-stop possible? Is it possible? I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for it. We need something different in this race. We ain't gonna get nothing just by doing what every other car is doing. We need something unique. We're back up the grid. We need something unique, and maybe the 1-stop over the 2-stop is going to be that unique thing. We're gonna go for it. We're gonna go for it. We're just gonna see what happens. And as you saw earlier as well, Valtteri Bottas and Hamilton qualified first and second again. They're running away with it this season. They've done everything. It's always been them two. No one else has even got close. It's been a very boring start to the season for the championship. But let's see what we can do with this race. Maybe a change of strategy will actually do us quite well. Who knows? I have no idea. Maybe the tyre wear is ridiculously high and we're going to absolutely fail. Not a clue. Let's just go for it and see what happens. Let's just go for it. Here we go then to 5 red lights. I don't know why that thing's in the middle of my screen. I have no idea. And we are underway here at the Vietnam Grand Prix. And compared to our rival Kvyat, it's about an equal start actually. And here we go into turn 1. We need to slow up about now. We're going to... Me and Kvyat... Oh, my lord. I don't quite know what to say. Me and Kvyat flew down the inside. We got a bit of front wing damage. Bit of a corner cut. But it's actually worked out for us and we're up into P9. We just got never mind. We've got some more front wing damage. I suck at this circuit. But now we're battling with Norris. We couldn't have done this last episode. Got a bit more pace. There's cars going left, right and centre. And honestly, what an incredible start to this race that was. Me and Kvyat both did a huge dive bomb. And although we got some front wing damage, it worked out for us. That was a poor corner there. Now Stroll and Norris going to look to come back at us. And even though we've got some bad front wing damage, we've started well. We're up into the top 9. Don't know where Ilott is after he started 11. Not a clue where he is. But me and Kvyat with that dive bomb was sensational, and we're not looking too shabby at the minute. We really aren't. If we can keep this together, it was an incredible start. We had to get some front wing damage and a bit of a corner cut, but you can just see how much easier I'm finding this without the rain. The rain, I massively struggled with the rain. I'm finding it so much easier now. And there was yellow flags for a second. I don't know what happened. No one's DNF'd or anything, but Norris comes around our inside. We take another poor corner. He's around our outside, sorry. We just to squeeze him out. We do that successfully. And we keep our P9, but this wing damage is causing me a lot of problems. I have to take these corners like so over the top because of this wing damage. It's ridiculous. And we've got about 11 laps of this. So we could be in for quite a problem in this race. Because during that jump we have sustained massive wing damage, and I'm Norris is coming on our outside. We've done that corner awfully because I didn't want to like squeeze him. We're into the racing line, and oh, we've been hit, and we have got massive front wing damage, and we slot in behind Perez. Safety car has been deployed, and we are going to be using that to pit. I have no idea what happened, but we are going to be pitting onto mediums again, but I don't know what happened. We're gonna have a look at if we can see it. Are we gonna be able to see it in the instant replay? We are. So what has actually happened here? No, we're not. This is after it. We're gonna have to look at the end of the race at what on earth happened there. I think Norris maybe hit our back end. Maybe I think someone hit our back end, we spun into the wall. Something else happened because that's a full safety car. I wouldn't do that just for me losing my front wing, surely. So maybe then someone else hit our back end, someone else spun. I don't know what happened. No one's DNF'd, fortunately, I don't think. There's still 20 drivers. No one DNF'd. But a full course safety car is out, and now we have a free pit to save our front wing, basically. It's not really a free pit because we'll still be back at the queue, but it will be right back next to everyone else. So it is kind of a free pit stop. But a very dramatic start here. I think Norris or Stroll. That's a poor corner, but we've come out okay. I think Norris or Stroll maybe touched our back end, and maybe we cut them off a bit. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe we cut them off, but this front wing damages. I cannot steer at all. We need to pit. Well, actually, is the pit lane? Is it going to have a blue line? It should do, surely. Yeah, there it is. So I'm not sure what exactly happened, but it was not good. Is the answer? It was not good. We're the only ones pit. No, someone else did pit. Is it Russell or is it our teammate? Not Russell. It is Norris. So I think Norris hit us, broke his front wing. We went into the wall and broke our front wing, and it's caused a full core safety car for some reason. It's caused maybe it thought we DNF'd, and then we just swung back on and continued. Maybe it thought that we had DNF'd, but we will be back at the grid. Actually, no, there's two cars. Look, there's a car. It's Kvyat. Something's happened to Kvyat for him to be there. Maybe he pitted on the first lap. I didn't even realise. Maybe he pitted from that front wing damage on the first lap. If he got front wing damage on the first lap, I don't know. But we have got a free pit under this safety car, and now we will definitely do. Well, it'll be a 2-stop, but basically it'll be equivalent to a 1-stop because those tires only did us 1.5 laps basically. It'll be basically just the equivalent of a 1-stop. I'm gonna go into lean whilst the safety car's out. But yeah, a very dramatic start to this Vietnam Grand Prix. A safety car, front wing damage, almost DNF, but we don't. And I'll have to look at the replays if we can at the end of the race, see what happened, but chaos, basically. So here we go then, the safety car's going in this lap, and annoyingly we are at the back of the grid, and I don't think we're going to make any overtakes, to be honest. So I think for the next bit of this race, we're going to be back up the grid. Unless we manage to pull on Norris or Kvyat right at the restart. Slow it down at this corner and then go for it. No, the air are just betting me at that corner. And unless we can, no. So we are in the wrong field. I need to change that on the next straight. But we are now back at the grid as Norris makes a move on Latifi. Kvyat looking as well. We're looking, not really, not on Latifi, but just to make an overtake in general. I don't want to be back at the grid. Here we are, and the safety car has restarted. And we are underway again, as normal. Here we go then, on the straight, Latifi and Kvyat have got away from us, unfortunately. We're going to look to take it. We're going to look to see some pace on Latifi. You can see us catch up to him. That would not have happened in the last race, but now we do look to catch up to Latifi. On the straight, we have enough straight. Out of ERS, and no, we do not. Or do we? Turn it to the inside. No. Not enough pace. Not enough straight, sorry. So now we go again. That was not. We didn't even touch him, did we? Now we go again and look to overtake Latifi to get back off the bottom of the grid. We'll look to overtake him in someplace else. Maybe back on the next straight. But we are in a minute at dead last, which is not where I want to be at all. Max Verstappen is out of this race. He must have some sort of engine problem. Oh, and what has happened here? Oh my lord, what has happened? Some free overtakes, but chaos in the Singapore again. We've just had a safety car, and now Verstappen is DNF'd, and there was cars just led there. I don't know what has happened. So what actually here has happened? What on earth has happened? Verstappen's already DNF'd. We can't actually go any further back than this. But so for some reason just a load of cars were just stuck in autopilot. They were just, because of how the AI is programmed, they couldn't just move out the way, and we just send it around the outside and overtake like 2 cars, 3 cars. So more chaos. Max Verstappen DNS with an engine failure, and we overtake quite a few cars. So just more absolute chaos here at the Singapore Grand Prix. I'm surprised it's not. How was there a safety car for the incident earlier when no one DNF'd? And yet when Max Verstappen DNFs, right there's like, you know what, safety car? We don't need that. We don't need that. Absolute manic. This has been an incredible start to this Grand Prix. And for some reason, our front wing is feeling very, very wrong. Have we done something to it? We have red and yellow damage on our front wing. When and how? I generally couldn't tell you when that was. Did it register us as hitting one of those cars that was stuck? I have no idea where on earth we've got that red and yellow front wing damage. But honestly, I'm not very happy about it. And that means we might need to pit again. But I don't want to pit again. We're not too slow. We are pretty slow actually. But we're not too slow. The point where we have to, and then here comes Russell, and here comes Kvyat. Kvyat's going to get Russell, he's going to look for us, he's going to be slow because he hasn't got a broken front wing. But we do hold him up, we would never be able to do that last race. The controller fix has really saved us there. But I did not know we had front wing damage, which is a massive pain. And we now could be struggling, and I hate that corner. I'm so slow, and Kvyat looks for us, but is he going to have DRS on us? I don't even know if DRS is on. So, who knows? No, it's not. But he comes, Kvyat comes, and Kvyat gets it. DRS is open, because he's bloody got it. And oh my god, we have to slow up massively, because Kvyat comes and cuts in front of us. Do we get Kvyat? We're side by side, going for whatever this corner's called, not a clue. Still kind of neck and neck. We're going to come on the inside of this corner. Have we cut it a bit too fine? No, we haven't. Kvyat wants to switch back us. Does he get it? We're side by side, he's hit us! Kvyat! Come on! That was some dirty play from our rival there. And now here comes the Latifi sending it around our inside. Bit of collision. The Latifi's still there, he's still got his nose in. We cannot steer, someone's gone into the pits. And the Latifi, does he get us? We're side by side through the corner. And I think we do manage to get back ahead of the Latifi. And on the shape we are the faster car, so we should manage to hold him off. And now we are back behind Russell, but Kvyat and Ricciardo for some reason have pitted in this race. I couldn't tell you why. Maybe Kvyat got front wing damage for his collision with us. I'll have to look at the end of the race if we can look at the replay again. But now we have Latifi right up our arse. We're behind Russell. Things have gone very, very wrong in this race. Very confused. Some absolute drama at Vietnam. There's been loads of collisions, loads of action, mainly involving us, but the Max Verstappen one wasn't. So they're trying to get me to box. I don't want to pit. You know, maybe there'll be another safety car, but we're on lap 8 and we're only able to pit at lap 11 anyway. I don't feel like, as bad as the front wing is, I feel like we could make it to lap 11. I think we can do it. But they're trying to get me to pit. We will pit actually. We do need. This broken front wing is really messing me up. We're definitely not picking onto softs, I can tell you that. It'll be hard tyres. Maybe we can go on to softs in the last few laps of the race, maybe, see how we do. There's a few other cars in the pit. Ocon's won, Grosjean's gone. I don't know why somebody... Oh, because they're actually just naturally going off the soft tyres now. So a lot of cars actually just taking their soft tyres off. We are actually massively behind them. We are going to go into last place in this race. Kvyat's going to get us. Go to the last race, but... This kind of scuffed, kind of originally one stop, may now be a 2 stop, but it didn't really matter because the safety car pit doesn't mean it was technically still a 1 stop. Maybe that's actually still kind of on, as long as we don't have any more drama, get into the wall, but we are now going to be in dead last on hard tyres. Because a few laps later, just hard racing, and here comes Latifi out through his pit stop. He's come out just ahead of us, we're not having that. Diving around the inside, bit of contact, a lot of contact. Sorry, Latifi, still making contact, squeezing through, and Norris hit us in the first lap, and was it second lap? I don't know. But now here we come on the straight. Can we get Latifi? He's got the fresh softs, we've got the worn hard. We can't quite catch up to him. Can we outbrake him in the corner? I think we can. Squeeze him out wide, and we do actually get the overtake. Bit of a drift through there. Latifi drops off. There's a lot of contact made there, and it probably wasn't very clean racing from us. But I wanted the overtake. I just wanted it. Alright then, here we go, Kvyat and Grosjean in the pits. Can we get any of them? Maybe Grosjean's got ahead actually, but Kvyat, can we get out ahead of him? Made a mistake there, and Kvyat gets out ahead of us with that mistake. Disaster, I want to try and get Kvyat. Is he going to stay ahead of us? We've got DRS on him though. Coming along the straight, but once again he's on the fresh mediums and we're on the worn hards. We're never going to catch up to him, at least not on the straight. So now we're going to try and pass Kvyat in a better place. We go behind him in the corner. We want to try and pass him somewhere else, try and get ahead of him. Here we are then, Kvyat. Can we make a dive to this corner? Set it up, and can we? We can. Can we break enough? I think we'll be able to hold it through. We will. We just about managed to break enough going through that corner. and we overtake Kvyat with a lovely dive bomb to get back into P19. Now we set our sights on Russell and Grosjean ahead of us. We've got the pace now. Now stop making mistakes. Let's try and just get them ahead of us. Here we go then. Russell pitted. Russell's in the pit, sorry, and so is Giovinazzi. And we're looking on the back of Grosjean now, but another 2 places as Russell and Giovinazzi pit. We're now to P17. Here we go then. Is this a move on Grosjean? Is looking quite slow, and we go for the dive, and we managed to get him. He looked slow there last lap. We didn't go for it. This lap we've gone for it, and this lap we've got him up into P16. And now the only car ahead of us I think we can get is Ilott, because Magnussen's a bit further ahead. We're running out of laps in this race, but Ilott, our teammate, I thought we could get, and a nice move on Grosjean there. But here comes Grosjean back at us down the straight. He's got the pace of DRS, and he squeezed us into the wall. We're side by side going into the corner. We go very, very far wide, but I think we get him a bit of contact. He slows up, and we actually get the overtake back. Thank God for that. Here we are then, back on, right on the back of our teammate Callum Ilott, and we look for the overtake down the inside. Don't want to make any contact because he's our teammate, obviously, and no contact is made in our own car. Thankfully, if we'd have collided and we both DNF, it would have been awful. But no contact made, even though neither of us going to get points here. But obviously, you want to finish the race. So yeah, up into P15. I think it might end in a P15 as well. Here we are on the last lap of the race, the last 2 corners. We couldn't quite catch up to Magnussen. We shaved a few seconds off, but he was just too far ahead of us to be able to catch. Magnussen has done us in this race. But a very good recovery from us after what happened with our broken front wing pitting. We were last at one point. We were last for a very long time. We had a period of very hard driving. I don't know why Perez's thing hasn't loaded in. We had a period of very hard driving, about 13 laps of just straight hard driving. And it's paid off here with a wonderful P15. And our teammate P16 as well. So not too bad at the end of the day.
It was from our race winners today. What do you think it was, Hans, that gave them the edge over the competition today?
Without a doubt, the safety car changed everything today. The key to their success was keeping calm and reacting to the situation quickly. We've seen teams in the past throw away wins because they were too hesitant, but here they were decisive, and that's allowed them to take the advantage.
So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot, a well-earned victory for Mercedes.
So we managed to recover that race pretty well after what happened at the start. But would you look at that? Valtteri Bottas and Lewis Hamilton 1-2 again. Unbelievable. We also got Leclerc and Vettel, then Albon, Perez, Sainz, Stroll, Norris getting in P9, Gasly taking 10th, Ricciardo and Ocon 11, 12. Then Raikkonen, Magnussen, and obviously me and Callum Ilott. Then Danny Kvyat, Roman Grosjean, Giovinazzi, Russell Latifi, and obviously Verstappen's DNF. But that top order was so disappointing. We had the two Mercedes and the 2 Ferraris. It's just really poor generation from F1, really. The last few races, I'm pretty sure Mercedes have had a 1 and 2 in all of them. So that's disappointing. It's really disappointing. As the standings you can see, it's Bottas, Hamilton, Leclerc, Vettel. So you can just see the generation. And then it's Albon. Then it's Albon, Verstappen, Norris, Sainz, Perez, Stroll, Ocon, Ricciardo. It's Mercedes, Ferrari, Red Bull, McLaren, Racing Point, Renault. This is the most boring save ever. I've never seen a more boring save in my life. Where's the spice? Where's the action? At least the bottom order is a bit mixed up, mainly because me and Callum Ilott slotting in. But what a boring save for the top order. Bottas won every race, I'm pretty sure. Hamilton's come second in every race. As you can see there, obviously that's not going to change, but the drivers are in 2x2. It's like Noah's Ark coming in 2x2. Mercedes, Ferrari, Red Bull, McLaren. Where do you want him? I want him on Noah's Ark. So apart from the bottom order, which has been exciting, the rest of the championship and the top order has been actually very boring so far this season. Just very boring. And here's some instances from the start of the race. Here's a dive we made. You can see our front wing damage as me and Kvyat dive around the inside. It was a good dive apart from the front wing damage. And here's the incident with Lando Norris, and you can see we do squeeze him out, and he does hit us a bit hard. He could have broke through that corner. Lando Norris could have braked there, and instead he just slams into us, breaks his front wing, breaks our front wing, and causes a safety car. We did squeeze him more than I wanted to. I didn't want to squeeze him that much, I was on accident. But he could have broke, instead of going full speed and just whacking us, he could have braked a little bit. Maybe it's all my fault. Maybe I completely cut him off. But I personally feel like Lando Norris could have braked a bit there. I did feel like he really kind of cut us off a bit, and you can see our front wing is absolutely smashed on that wall, and so does Lando Norris's. And this is Lando's angle here. I mean, he can't do much here. When he decided to not, he could have braked here, but when he decided to not brake, he had to slam into us and hit the wall as well. You can see the bounce, but he should have braked in my opinion. Maybe it was our fault, I cut him off. And also, then we had an interview as well. You can see the interview. I did the normal thing, answered the questions positively, and it was all fine. But thank you so much for watching this video, episode 3 at the Vietnam Grand Prix. I enjoyed it, I hope you enjoyed it. Obviously, we started off terribly, but we pulled it back around. We made a lot of overtakes. We actually finished ahead of our team, which is always good. So I hope you want to enjoy it. If you did, please do subscribe, leave a like and a comment, and I'll see you on the next one for the Chinese Grand Prix. See ya.